Hey guys, your John coming at you with another Diablo Immortal video. This one is going to be the Legacy of Horadrim guide. This is going to be how do you find every single vessel for the Legacy of Horadrim and what ones you should kind of prioritize getting first and achieving first, and then upgrading as well. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just dive in here and first talk about all of these vessels and kind of what you need to be doing to get them. Now, there are 9 vessels on here, and to achieve all 9 of these, you will see that there are different attributes that go along with them, right? You have sapphires, you have garnets, you have beryls. Now, first things first is you do need to acquire all of these vessels. To do so, there is going to be a series of events that each individual vessel needs to be achieved that'll drop that vessel. Let's go ahead and let's start with the first one, and that's going to be the Iben Fahd's Tenacity. This is one of the most RNG-based vessels that are in the game because it does actually require you to open the chest in Iben Fahd to actually get the vessel to drop. So with that being said, that means you need to save your keys, go through there, and you have a 1 in 100 chance, I believe, to go ahead and drop Iben Fahd's Tenacity. I know a lot of people, this one is usually the most sought after and usually the last vessel that you get when you are looking for all the Horadrim vessels. All right, the next one that we are going to talk about is going to be the Zoltan's Coal's Ingenuity. Oh man, this is bad. This one that you see on the screen. This is one of them that's not that important as it is because it is potency. However, you do want to acquire all of these vessels. Now, to acquire this particular vessel, this one's going to be located in the library, and you actually have to fight the Hydra. I'm not sure at what hell tier you need to be. I know when we all found all these vessels, we were on hell tier 1. So I would assume that you would need to be on hell tier 1 to go ahead and get this one. If you were a late bloomer, say you didn't have this one, you can try to do it on other hell levels, but I do believe you need to be on hell 1. Basically, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to go to the library. So we pull up the map here. Actually, I can't pull up the map like I want to because I'm in Iben Fahd's. Basically, you're going to go to the library section. You're going to collect 5 of the lost pages. Once you collect 5 lost pages, you're going to go to, there's a circular spot in the library. Once you're in that library spot, you go over there, you input the pages, it spawns the Hydra. Once you kill the Hydra, that will actually give you this particular vessel, and that way you can go ahead and start upgrading it. All right, the next one that we are going to talk about is going to be Jered Cain's Vision. Now, this one is usually a give me when it comes to the vessels because this one actually starts and finishes with the storyline of Diablo Immortal. So as you go ahead and you play through the storyline and you get to the very, very last part of it, you go and you fight Skarn, which then completes the story mode. Skarn drops Jered Cain's Vision and then allows you to have this particular vessel. So if you are missing this one, make sure to finish the storyline and then you will go ahead and acquire this one. Okay, the next one that we have is going to be Cathan's Piety. Now, to get Cathan's Piety, what you are going to need to do on this particular one is you are going to need to defeat one of the world bosses and he will drop this vessel. Now, to find this one, you're going to be going and you're actually going to be killing Martanos in the Mount Zvain area. It's going to be located in the northwest section of the map. You'll see him, he'll be surrounded in a big tomb in the center. It'll be in a little circular location. You go up there, you go ahead and you awaken him. Once you've done that, you kill him. Usually you want to grab a party. It's kind of hard to kill on your own. Once again, all these should be done, I believe, on Hell 1. So make sure you go and you follow that. But once you go ahead and you kill him, it'll drop Cathan's Piety. It'll also drop an item from there. So definitely want to go take stock of that. Basically, it'll give you a special item drop that will then tie into the next one, which is going to be Nilfur's Precision. Now, for this particular one, you're going to need to actually go and fight the Ancient Nightmare, also located in Mount Zvain. When you are in there, you can definitely click on the link and it'll tell you and send you right to where Ancient Nightmare is. It's going to start in the southwest quadrant of the Mount Zvain and it'll move forward. You'll notice that there are totems all around the circle of the map, and you essentially take what drops from getting the Cathan's Piety and you use that on that altar to go ahead and slow down the Ancient Nightmare, allowing you to kill him. And then once you get him dead, it will drop this Nilfur's Precision, which then will give you the 5th of the vessels for Legacy of Horadrim. All right, the next one is another almost give me here. This is going to be Talras's Authority. This is one of the more easy to get vessels because this one is dictated by the Heliquary raid. This is actually dictated by the first Lassel raid. So when you go to do that, I think you need to be somewhere in the lower combat ratings. I think like 300 to 500, something like that is like the combat rating range. You can go ahead and as a new player, go over there, start that Heliquary raid. It's part of the storyline anyways. You will have a quest line on the left-hand side of your bar. Go ahead and follow that quest line. It will unlock the Lassel raid for you. Go ahead and do that. You don't need to complete this as a warband raid. It can be a global raid, and as the result, you will drop the Tower Office's Authority vessel, and that way you can get this upgraded. This is going to be one that you want to get as soon as possible because the modifier on this one is damage, and damage, as we all know, is probably one of the best stats in the game. All right, now the next one is going to be the Guilt of the Nameless. Now this one is going to be one of those that you can get once again in the library, kind of similar to how you collected the pages for your Hydra spawning. This one is also kicked off. You're probably already going to be kicked off on your server, so you're going to have a random sandstone golem, which is going to actually spawn. It's going to be spawning in the I want to say the most northern east location of the library. When that world boss does spawn, you go over there, you help kill it. It will drop the Guilt of the Nameless, that then allowing you to have one more vessel for the Legacy of Horadrim. All right, as we get closer to the end of all the vessels for the Legacy of Horadrim, let's go ahead and let's talk about Tiraji's Knowledge. This is another one that you want to do and get as soon as possible. When it comes to all these vessels, Vitality Life is usually one of the highest sought after, and you notice that it is taking a different resource than the others. Definitely something very highly to note when it comes to this particular vessel. This one is also going to be located, unfortunately, in the Dark Forest, and is not going to be the fun one to get. What you have to do is you actually have to go kill the Blood Rose to go ahead and drop this. For those of you who are unaware of what the Blood Rose is, I will have a video on that later. The Blood Rose is a world event boss, similar to a lot of the other places that you get some of these Horadrim vessels to drop. And it is one of them that actually has a vampiric aura. So if you are a melee character running up to it within one of those phases that it is doing the life leech ability, actually prolongs that battle and makes it a lot longer battle than what it should be. Most people are familiar with this, unfortunately. So the strategy to get this vessel is to usually find and pair up with people who use only ranged attacks. That way you can go ahead and you can kill the Blood Rose, then dropping the Tiraj Knowledge. All right, last but not least is going to be the Caldesann's Compassion. Oh man, I can't pronounce these things very well, sorry. This particular vessel is going to be another give me when it comes to collecting all the vessels for the Legacy of Horadrim, and that is because this one is actually part of almost the storyline. You get this from actually completing Challenge Rift 10 when it comes to the world event. So basically when you go over there and you do a Challenge Rift, I believe it's level 10, this one will go ahead and drop from that Challenge Rift completion. Most players will be doing that right from the get-go anyways to go ahead and get the extra resources they need to be getting their stats boosted up on their extra set items. That's going to do it for this one. Now let's go ahead and let's talk really quickly and briefly about which ones you need to prioritize upgrading first. I do have a dedicated video on this on my channel. I will go ahead and link to it above. It'll be above in the top right corner, so you can see that card and you can go link to that video if you want a better breakdown. But the gist of the breakdown here is the ones that you want to focus on the most are going to be your Iben Fahd's Tenacity. You're going to be focusing on your Rasha's Authority. I would also highly recommend that you focus on the Tiraj Knowledge because of the life here. And that's going to really do it as far as which ones you're really going to be focusing on the most. Notice that the resources here are all different for life, damage, and for life and damage. That's going to pretty much do it as far as what you should really be focusing on when it comes to upgrading these vessels, because those stats are going to be the ones that help you and grow with you the most. If you are someone who is lacking on the resistance, then you may want to go ahead and grab some resistance from this as well to be above the regular level. But for the most part, this is what you're going to focus on when it comes to the Legacy of Horadrim and upgrading each individual vessel. There are 50 levels in each vessel. It will take a long time to get these, and the way you upgrade these is going to be driven by the keys that you get. These particular keys, as you see here, are going to actually dictate at what point you can open the chest at the bottom here. So as you see, we will go through this door over here. We can go ahead and go to the area where we can unlock all the chests. Usually you unlock the first series of chests, save your additional keys for later on until you get 377 built up, and then you go ahead and you do the full sweep of all of your chests. That's going to go ahead and do it for the breakdown when it comes to talking about the Legacy of the Horadrim. Hopefully this helps you understand exactly where each individual vessel is located, how to acquire them, especially if you are a new player, or say you are someone who is actually going to go ahead and start playing an alternative character in another server or another area. This will definitely help you, so that way you can take a little less time when it comes to finding and completing the Legacy of Horadrim to get all of your vessels and get your additional bonus stats added. Hopefully this video helped you, and if it did, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.